Okay, so I misspoke in the previous video. We're not graphing yet. We're going to convert some equations into slope-intercept form, since that is what you are probably most comfortable in dealing with. So to get these in slope-intercept form, remember slope-intercept form looks like this. We have to get the y by itself by moving everything else. So first thing we're going to do in these problems is move that x term. So in the case of example A, we're going to move the 5x by subtracting it. We want it to cancel out. Okay? So when we do that, here the 5x's cancel, so we are left with negative 4y. One common error that does happen is students forget to transfer that negative down. Make sure you bring that sign down with that 4y. If it's minus in front, it's got to be negative. So is equal to, now we cannot combine these. That does not become 11x because a 16 does not have an x attached to it. So that becomes negative 5x plus 16. And finally, to get the y completely by itself, we divide everything by negative 4. And that means every term gets divided by negative 4, including the negative 5x and the 16. So, dividing, we have y is equal to, we can simplify this because there are two negatives, so that becomes 5/4 x. 16 over negative 4 is minus 4. Now, quick review. You don't need to write this, but let's look at what we know about that line. The y-intercept is the point 0, negative 4. That's B. And the slope is 5/4. Okay? Which means this line crosses the y-axis at negative 4. And the slope is 5/4, which means we go up 5 and over 4 from that y-intercept if we were to graph that line. But that is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. For example B, once again, we want to get the y term, the 1/2 y by itself, by moving the x. So we're going to add 3/4 x to both sides. And so the 3/4 x's cancel out on that left side. Sign is plus 1/2 y, so that becomes positive 1/2 y is equal to, again, we cannot combine these because the negative 1 does not have an x on it. So we have 3/4 x minus 1. And to get the y by itself, we're going to divide everything by 1/2. Well, dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1, or 2. So we're going to end up multiplying everything by 2. 2 times 1/2 is 1. So they cancel. 2 times 3/4 becomes 6 over 4. We only multiply the 2 to the numerator. 6 over 4, which reduces to 3/2 minus 2. There's the equation of that line in slope-intercept form. Quick glance at this line. The y-intercept is a point 0, negative 2. Slope is 3/2. In this next one, once again, we want to move the 3x first by subtracting it. And when we subtract that, they cancel here. We're left with positive 2y on the left side, and on the right side we have negative 3x plus 18. And finally, to get the y by itself, we divide by 2, and we divide everything by 2. All these separate terms. So our final equation, this is negative 3 halves x. 18 over 2 is 9. This line has a y-intercept of 9 and a slope of negative 3 halves, which tells us that this line goes down as we go to the right, down 3 units and over 2 every time. And finally, getting the y term by itself, we move the 7x first by adding it. And we're left with negative 5y is equal to, remember, bring that sign down, 7x plus 35. And finally, to solve for y, we divide everything by negative 5. Just realized I used the wrong color up here. Let me fix that. I'm a little weird that way. Actually, you guys will learn that I'm weird in a lot of ways. That just happens to be one of them. And finally, simplifying, we have negative 7/5 x minus 7. And y-intercept is a point 0, negative 7. Slope is negative 7/5, which means we're going down 7 and to the right 5. That is rewriting equations in slope-intercept form. Now, next video is graphing, I promise.